Right. So on the other day we were going through the withholding tax, accounts receivable, accounts payable, financial accounting, new, withholding tax, extended withholding tax. Right, what we have done the basic settings. In basic settings, check withholding tax countries. We had India, and define withholding tax keys. We have defined only one withholding tax key, country India, right? Define business places as in factory calendar. Yeah, these things we have done. Now calculation. So here what we are planning to do now, see here withholding tax, let me go through. Different types of withholding tax are there, and those withholding tax we need to define just like for each and every type of tax and every percentage. We need to define a tax type and tax code. Oh. See basic configurations. Here we have withholding tax type 194C, subcontractors or subcontractors, 194H, 194I, 194J, like that. So withholding tax, this is called a type of tax. Withholding tax type we define, this keys etc. we define as withholding tax type, and the percentage whatever we are going to define should be defined as withholding tax code. So we are going to define two things, one is code and one is type. Here define withholding tax type for invoice posting, right? Define withholding tax type for invoice posting. Take this one, right? Country India, go to new entries, withholding tax type. So withholding tax, what we do, we create withholding tax, say what is our company code, DRLB. Otherwise withholding tax 1, right? W1. So what we have defined in the earlier section is for payment to professionals, I think, isn't it? $194 is a fee for payment to professionals. So this we have defined. Now I am defining, this is tax deducted source, TDS on payments to professionals, right? Here let us, how much percentage? 10%. Say 10% TS on payment to professionals. This is 194J, right? 194J. Now, okay, so here 10%. Okay, 10% TDS on payment to professionals under section 194J. Now when we are going to calculate the tax, see here on 1 lakh we are calculating. So that is called the gross amount, the legal charges whatever we receive, on that we are going to deduct TDS. So not the net amount, we call it as a gross amount. Select gross amount. This is rounding rule. Withholding tax commercial round withholding tax amount up, round withholding tax amount. Here, okay, withholding tax commercial round means the next 1 rupee it will convert. Here there is a checkbox. Post withholding tax amount. Unless you check this box, system will not post this to the GL account. What is this? See, when we are going to calculate tax, we are supposed to post the same to the GL account. Is there any case where we calculate tax and we don't post the same to GL account? Why should he keep this one? Yes, there is a requirement here. Not in India, some other countries. If you want to check that, just keep here, say F1. See the help. Right, if you set this indicator, the withholding tax amount is both calculated and posted. Use in certain countries such as France, Belgium, there is no requirement to post withholding tax amount. Right? I don't understand. Without posting to GL account, how they are going to capture it? That is a puzzle to me. Yeah, there is still have a doubt. Accumulation type. We are not going to accumulate every month. We are going to, whatever the TDS that has been collected, that will be posted. Control. Withholding tax base manual withholding tax amount, no certificate numbering. Right? So keep these things. Withholding tax, we should be in a position to manually change at the time of posting. Right? This I will show you when we are going to post the entry. That I'll get back to you on this once we post an entry. Define minimum / maximum amounts. Here, define minimum / maximum amounts. Subsequently, we are going to calculate the tax. There are certain conditions are there where withholding tax has to be, minimum should be like this, maximum should be like this. So sometimes in some cases we will get a condition. So in such case, we are telling to the system, defining of minimum or maximum amounts for calculation of base amount, we do take the help of withholding tax at code level. Right, there are two things, withholding tax code level, withholding tax type level. It is always safe to take up code level. Right, the reason is the percentage, and even SAP also recommends the same thing, but sometimes even code type of tax also we can take. Here code means percentage. Type of tax means the key, withholding tax key, whatever we define. Right, and define minimum or maximum amounts for the base amount. Define minimum or maximum amount for withholding tax amount. Right, you need to understand the difference here. Base amount means, say for example 1 lakh. This is base amount, right? And withholding tax, here define minimum or maximum. If you have a condition like it should be minimum certain tax amount, that is called condition type. There is a condition for the purpose of calculation of the tax, minimum or maximum amounts at base level or withholding tax level. Both we are going to define at withholding tax code level. Right, this will, I'll get back to you. At one stage we are going to calculate even that. See here, for example, here what is this? Amount limit. What is this amount limit? If the amount is 30,000 or less, we need not deduct tax. If the amount is more, then only we have to calculate. Now what is this? Is this defined minimum or maximum amount, base amount or tax amount? Base amount. Here base amount minimum is 30,000, right? Amount limit, sorry, not minimum, maximum. Maximum up to 30,000, we need not deduct any tax. So if you are going to define a rule like that, I am telling to the system, In case if I'm going to have a rule, I'm going to take withholding tax code level. We are going to define this. When I'm going to define, I'll remind you this. Even withholding tax amount also sometimes there will be a restriction on the tax amount, but in India we don't use this, right? So withholding tax 1, TDS, like this, as many number of withholding tax types you have to create W1, W2, W3 like that. Save it. Right, withholding tax 1. So like this, any number of tax types you can define. Come back. Define withholding tax type for payment posting. This also we need to define, not now. When we discuss about the advance, then I'll tell you. Now, withholding tax code. Define withholding tax codes. New entries. Now withholding tax type. W1. Withholding tax code. Even this also I want to define it as W1. Here 10% TDS on payments to professionals under section 194J. 194J. Here withholding tax key you can define here. See, in the first step we have defined that, you take it. Percentage subjected to tax. What is the percentage? Percentage subjected to tax, don't think 10%, it is 100%. Means, this means what is the percentage of the base amount subjected to tax? Means total 100% is subjected to tax. Here post indicator, post to GL account, standard posting, offsetting entry, GL grossing up, offsetting entry. Take 1, standard posting, bank, vendor, customer line item reduced. Take standard posting 1. Withholding tax rate, this is 10%. Press enter. Right? So this is withholding tax code. What we are defining is the withholding tax code. And we can have, it is better to have withholding tax type and code same you define. System will not put any problem for this, because that is type, this is code. Both are different objects. That's why we can use the same indicator. I think it is better to use the same indicator, because if you are going to define different things, subsequently we are going to make a combination. At the time we'll get a problem. Right, save it, come back. So like this, any number of percentages you can define like this. Define formula for calculating withholding tax, that is not required now. Withholding tax base amount, define posting keeper, not required. Minimum maximum amount, not required now. Company code. Assign withholding tax types to company code. Now after defining your withholding tax type, etc., what you can do, we define withholding tax case, recipient types. Here define withholding tax keys. Okay. Check recipient types. Go to new entries. Here withholding tax type is visible now. Previously we did not define this. Right. Now recipient key. Here we can take one is corporate SSE, non-corporate SSE. Right. For that, generally what we use the terminology is, see in the notes I have given all these three. For invoice posting, define recipient types. Here company other than company, CO, OT. Withholding tax W1. Right. Here take recipient type CO, text company. Again withholding tax 1, OT, other than company. For each type of tax you need to define like this. For each type of tax both, because this W1 may be defined for company even other than company also. Right. Extended withholding tax, company code. Assign withholding tax types to company code. Now whatever the type of tax that we are going to define, that should be assigned to go to new entries, company code, DRLB. Type of tax W1. Recipient type why it is let me check. Recipient type this we have already defined. 1 minute. Okay. For this I'll get back to you again. Right, is not yeah, now we got it. Company. Withholding tax agent, because it has to update in the table. Sometimes it may get delayed for some time. Right, here withholding tax agent. So here the purpose of putting this check mark is that we are eligible to deduct TDS from the vendor. Whatever the payment of amount that we are going to do, right? So we are eligible to deduct the TDS. So we need to check this box. Then validity, say for example from 01/04/2013, valid up to 31/03/2014. Okay. Post process open items after, okay, no issues, ignore the message. What system says is that in case, see, already you are posting the entries, now you are again configuring the TDS. So already vendor items, whatever you have posted, this is not applicable. That's what it is saying. Yes, that we know that. Right. Now activate withholding tax. Let us activate it. So go to our company code. Check this box. Save. Caution, you are activating action withholding tax. Right? Just give me a second. Right. So we have activated deduction withholding tax. Now next is posting. So now we are going to post withholding tax amount. For that we need to make automatic assignment of the GL accounts. Now for that purpose we need to define GL account. Right. So what the GL account, we can activate external define GL account. Right. 101,001 other liabilities. And we can take in current liabilities also, you can take it up, of course. FS00. So account group, not 1,001. Since we are using current liabilities, just I have taken only other liabilities, but you can take in current liabilities also. That's more appropriate. So TDS is nothing but a liability. Why? Because with one hand we are collecting it, with the other hand we are paying to the central government account. So that's why liability. Balance sheet account. TDS liability account. So this can be called even withholding tax. Only balances in local currency. Line item display 001. G001. Right. Define accounts for withholding tax to be paid over. DRCA is our chart of accounts. Withholding tax code, withholding tax type. And here the transaction, there will be a transaction. I told you that whenever we are going to assign any GL account for automatic posting, right, account key or transaction key is a must. Right, at several places we have seen this. So there is a fundamental rule you need to remember. Whenever there is an account key, that we need to define a GL account. But now we are telling to the system we are going to assign or we are going to define a GL account in the combination of withholding tax code and withholding tax type. Right, that's why I need to check both this and save it. What happens? See, these two columns are coming if you are checking this. If you don't check those two boxes, these codes will not come. So now withholding tax type, anyway our withholding tax will be there here. Not yet updated. Okay, anyhow, even if you take here, you'll get it. W1 account, one not 1,001, I think. 101,001. So here we are telling to the system, if my withholding tax type is W1, withholding tax code is W1, then post to this GL account. Similarly, you can create any number of withholding tax types and codes. In that combination, you have to give the GL account. Right. Now next step is accounts payable. Go to master records. Now we are going to create vendor. Right? What vendors? Already we have created four or five types of vendors. Service vendors. Right? These are the vendors who provide service to the company. So now create service vendor group, account group, DRSV, service vendor group, DRL. Press name, Mehta and Company, legal advisors. Right? Mehta and Company, legal advisors. Press enter. Press enter. So recon account. Here let us see the recon account. Service vendors. Sort key 001. Cash management group A1. A1 is nothing but domestic payments. Domestic payments. Then again press enter. Payment terms 0001 DR09. Now you are going to get new field, new screen. This is the new screen. Till now we do not have this. Once you once you activate the withholding tax, then only the screen will come. Until then you will not get this. Withholding tax country, India, and withholding tax here, withholding tax type, withholding tax code. See W1 here also, W1 liable. This party is liable for deduction of tax. Recipient type, say okay, company. Right, 10% TDS on payments to professionals. Right, so we have assigned that withholding tax type and code to the vendor. So as many number of vendors you have, for all the vendors you need to assign the withholding tax type and the withholding tax code. Right, so now let's see, in 400 we have legal charges or something. No, 400, 301, 302, 304, 305 are three charges. I am taking 306. 400, 306 with the template. 400, 301 of company code DRLB. Change the name. This is legal charges. Legal charges are 1 minute. Okay. Oblique fee. Right. Charges and fees. Right. Now let us imagine that we have received a bill from our advocate. Now go to F-43. Right, post an invoice. KR vendor invoice, DRLB. So first of all, vendor account created, then expenditure account is going to be debited. So Mehta and Company, legal advisors. Say 1 lakh. TDS. Now what are the amount that we pay to the advocate? The legal charges. I need to deduct TDS on that. Say first line item is this legal advisor's account is going to be credited, then the expenditure account is going to be debited. So once you post 400 306, yes, if you get this screen, small screen, then system is going to deduct TDS, right? 10% TDS on payments to professionals. So payment to professionals may be legal advisors, advocates and auditors, company secretaries, cost accountants, architects, everybody. So once you complete this entry, click on overview. You can see only the line items which you have entered. To calculate the tax, what I need to do is go to document, simulate. Even in case of sales tax, we have done the same thing. Oh, I forgot one step. But still it will calculate, but it will not allow you to save the document. Section code not copied to certain tax lines, no issues. So this is the entry I was explaining you. See, vendor account is going to be created. Legal charges account 1 lakh debit. Then liability for TDS is going to be created. Right, the same entry we have seen. Now, but system will not allow you to save now. See, because we have to do one more step. I forgot that. Number one, PAN is not available. So we need to get the PAN activate. Okay. So anyhow, we cannot do this now. Come out. Just give me a second. So the separate T code is there. Master data. So after the completion of the configurations, we have to do just two more configuration steps, and one is okay, logistics general. We need to activate the country India version settings. Tax on goods movements. Logistics general. Tax on goods movements. Go here. India. First is basic settings. Go to maintain company code settings. First you go here. Go to new entries. Company code. DRLB. Don't do anything, just tell to the system that from which month you are going to deduct a TDS. So what are the date that we have given there, here also we have to tell to the system. This is only, it will activate the country India version settings, nothing more than that. Without that, system will not allow you to save. Because this is going to be generally used for the purpose of central excise. And one more thing, system is asking for PAN. So that PAN means here what I need to do is, here we have already created legal advisor. So when we are deducting TDS, it is our responsibility to activate we have to deduct and pay to the central government account, and we have to issue a certificate to this fellow. Right. In such case, there should be PAN number for this fellow. So that without that you cannot even accept that vendor. Right. So that's why here for activating account information, payment transactions. So here, see, nothing is there now, right? Nothing is there, right? No PAN number, nothing. There is no provision even to provide the PAN number. International versions. Okay, preview. So here there is no provision for me to give the PAN number. To get that PAN number field activated, I need to do a little configuration. That is, after coming here, basic settings we have done. Then go to assign user to material master screen sequence for excise duty. Define chapter IDs. Assign users. We need to create one test user. Go to user screen reference. Here we do not have any user. Go to new entries, say user, put a star there so that all activities will get applicable here. Put a star, save it. This is why I am taking, my name is, my username I am giving here. Right, come back. Come here. See, now SIN details. Previously it was not there. Now this got activated. Right? Here withholding tax, PAN number. Right? So we need to activate that field. PAN number ABCD 1 2 3 4 5 6 CDE 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 2, 3, yeah, only it should be a 10-digit number, right? And in case of excise duty, you have to give excise numbers and all those things. Sales and service tax, those numbers I need to give here. Come back, save it, right? Come out. Now again post the entry. This problem is there. Problem is this new feature, extra configuration is there only for EHP5. If it is below versions EHP4 also it will not ask you. The PAN number etc. it is not required. From EHP5 onwards they made it PAN number mandatory, because even that PAN number is made mandatory in India for everything. What if you are even depositing more than 49,000 in a bank account of somebody, you need to give the PAN number. Now let us do once again. Samhita, legal advisor. TDS on legal charges 40 400 306 my legal charges account. See, now it is coming. TDS on legal charges, overview, simulate, section code, right, this is the entry. Now save it. Now system will allow you to save. See, document is posted. Right? And one more thing, I told you that there are two check boxes we have checked, where extended withholding tax, calculation, withholding tax type, withholding tax base manual, manual withholding tax amount. Why? Because in some of the cases, say for example, because of any reason, I could not deduct TDS from my earlier bill. Right, previously we have done manually, now we have switched over to SAP. Subsequently what we came to understand that, say for example, there is a 1 lakh bill, 1 lakh bill submitted by the vendor. Now I need to deduct TDS amount, say 25,000 I need to deduct. But if I go like this, system calculates only 10%, that is 10,000. 400, 306, isn't it? If I'm going to, just like previous entry, if I calculate, system calculates only 10%, that is 10,000 rupees. But now I have to deduct say 25,000 because in my earlier bills or some other thing, whatever the reason may be, I forgot to deduct or I need to deduct more tax. So in such case, withholding tax base, say 1 lakh. So manually I can change this. Now I want to calculate 25,000. I want to deduct 25,000. If I leave it to system, system calculates 10%. Now here we told system, right, control, I want manual control. Right, that's why manually these fields got opened and I can post it. One lakh, right? Now simulate. See 25,000. So this will override the rule whatever we have defined in the configuration. Right. So here because of this check mark I can do this. Okay. So let us stop here today. We'll take it up on Monday. Meanwhile you practice. I'll send the previous day recording and today's also. Right.